Major funding for these broadcasts has been provided by grants from Madison Realty Capital, New York Community Bank, M&T Bank, AmTrust Title, Customers Bank, Ariel Property Advisors, Capital One Bank, Sterling National Bank, Marks Paneth LLP, Meridian Capital Group. Additional funding has been provided by grants from Amarant Bank, AVR Realty Company, Bank of America Merrill Lynch, Briarwood Organization, B6 Real Estate Advisors, CBRE, Chase Commercial Term Lending, Chase Mortgage Lending, Citizens Bank, Collins Building Services, CPEX Real Estate Services, Douglaston Development Levine Builders, Flushing Bank, Friedman LLP, Handro Properties Handler Real Estate Organization, Hodges Ward Elliott INC, Investors Bank, James D. Kuhn Real Estate Institute at Syracuse University, John Catsimatidis Red Apple Group, Kilroy Architectural Windows, Matone Group, Newmark Knight Frank, Optimum Window Manufacturing Corp., People's United Bank, Rockefeller Group, Rosewood Realty Group, RPW Group, SJP Properties, Stonehenge NYC, TD Bank, Terra CRG, the Merringore Family Foundation, and these friends. Everybody's crazy about e-commerce. E-commerce, logistics, deliveries, all this has become big. Warehousing and industrial was the stepchild for many years. All of a sudden, everybody wants to be an owner, operator, developer of industrial and office, industrial and warehouse. So today I've assembled these three individuals to provide their insight on what's happening in the logistics and the industrial market. My guests include Alan Dern, who's the CEO One Stop Property Group, Bill Butler, Senior Vice President of Citizens Bank, and our other developer, Lester Petracca, CEO and Chairman of Triangle Equities. So tell me, Alan, how is the industrial market today in your view?
Well, it's stronger than ever. Stronger than ever, and we can't get enough of it. Starts with the wheels. Everybody needs their trucks, place to store their equipment, their goods, their distribution, so they need warehouse. So land and warehousing is as strong as it ever was.
Billy, how's the banks look at this?
Well, we like it. We like it a lot. We have a pretty fair exposure and are allowed to do about 25% of our approximate $16 billion in industrial. But it's always been a favorite, even though it's been, as you said, a stepchild. Not very glamorous, but always pretty economical. And we look at the economics of it because we're not really making the upside from the equity perspective. We just want our returns, and we want safety. And if you look at the industrial product over the last even 10 years, vacancies are down below 5%, I think for the first time ever. They peaked at a little over 10% in 2009, but average between 7 and 8%. So from the leasing perspective, we were always pretty comfortable with it. The rents have been increasing steadily over time, particularly since 2011, 2012. So it's a good product. We've actually financed several recently, spec, 1 million square feet down in the Atlanta market, 50% completed, and they've already leased it out to a credit tenant. The other types, with the e-commerce, as you mentioned, it's a metamorphosis within the industrial industry. It's probably one of the more exciting types of real estate to lend on and develop these days.
What is the Last mile. Alan, do you want to describe what people consider last mile?
So last mile is when an e-commerce company or a distribution facility is opened up to service a certain zip code. If they were to service downtown Brooklyn, they'd service 11231, which is Red Hook, Sunset Park, that area. So tractor trailers bring in goods from fulfillment centers from outer regions into these last mile facilities, 2 or 3 in Queens, 2 or 3 in Brooklyn, so they could get the products to their destination, primarily your home, quicker.
So Lester, how come you went into the industrial business? I mean, you've been in all the other asset classes over the years. Why Triangle decide to go into the industrial market today?
Well, I think you have to look at the increasing demand for e-commerce. People want to control the delivery of their product. So, in 2000, 1% of sales were done over the internet. Today it's 10%. And the estimates for industrial space or logistic space is for every billion of sales you do over the internet, you need 1.2 million square feet of industrial space. And most of the product that's out there, especially in the urban infill markets, is somewhat out of date and obsolete. And so I think it creates an opportunity to create new product and also to retrofit existing facilities. So there's a tremendous demand. By the way, they expect sales to double over 10 years, therefore doubling the amount of required space.
You're developing what today?
We're developing a 300,000 square foot logistics center, strategically located.
Multi-level, right?
Multi-level, correct. At the intersection basically of Bell Parkway and the Van Wyck at the actual back entrance of JFK. So we're going to attract e-commerce. We're also going to attract some of the freight forwarders with the expansion of both LaGuardia and Kennedy Airport. Your passenger traffic is projected to increase, and therefore so will all the related services need to be increased. And again, you've got somewhat outdated product. So we see it as a great opportunity. The other thing that you have is limited space, especially last mile, in urban centers. So we've gone multi-level, where we'll bring the tractor trailer up to the second floor.
So will there be a ramp to the second floor?
There'll be a ramp, and actually a tractor trailer will go up to the second floor.
It won't be on an elevator, it'll be a ramp.
No, be a ramp.
Alan, let's talk about your business, which is a little unique when we talk about industrial, because it's not only industrial, it's really storage, it's the use of facilities, parking lots, vacant lots, and so on.
So our use is any lawful use. So what we did was we took the mini storage model and we put it into industrial. We rent for any length of term and any size space. The tenant or the licensee, chooses the term and chooses the space. We get a premium for the space because he's only taking what he needs. But on 30 days notice, he could expand, he could extract, or he could leave. So we're like the WeWork of industrial.
You can increase the rent also, right?
So in our agreements, the rent is locked in. So we get 3% annual bumps and 2% for real estate-based tax increases. So we increase 5%. So they could stay for 20 years and they know what they're going to pay, or they could stay for 2 months and they still know what they're going to pay.
Now, are you utilizing the traditional industrial properties?
Just recently we started doing warehouses alone without land, where we were scared to do that years before, but our model works, and we just fill it up. We fill it up with storage, we fill it up with shops, hipster artist kind of things, distribution. So our buildings fill up pretty quickly, but our perfect industrial park is 3 times the land is warehouse, 3 times the warehouse is office.
There's been a significant amount of change of repositioning of former industrial to office in New York City. It was in vogue a couple years ago. It's a positive thing. Today, a number of those the new properties which are office are not leasing up. What do you see happening on that?
I see that the office market is saturated, where all the gentrification took place. On the first 2, 3 floors of all these new buildings is office space. So there's gorgeous office space, and there's only so much of it that people could use. And the gentrification pushed back the industrial market. So the demand was there, and is stronger than ever, but the supply is very limited, and that's why it's so strong.
It's funny, part of the demand for the industrial space today is exactly that. Since 2006, between 2006 and 2017, 11 million square feet of industrial space was rezoned in New York City. So the industrial space has been eaten up, which has further created a serious demand for industrial space.
You know, you had the Whitestone in the Bronx, the theater. Joe Sitt today is building in Red Hook in industrial. There are a lot of other properties in the Fresh Direct, which that's going to be converted also to more of an industrial as opposed to a distribution center, right?
It's supposed to be. I think they'll suffer without the land. I don't know where you could take 200,000 square feet of industrial and not have the land to support it. I think that's a hard run, especially if you're going to rent it out to one or two tenants.
Is that the Gleason piece?
That's the Fresh Direct.
2340 Borden Avenue.
Yeah, that's the Fresh Direct property. Are we going to see industrial coming to the East New York? Or are we going to see, potentially industrial? Because East New York has a large swath of land, okay? It's not that far from JFK. Where do you see opportunities?
So we found what we think is the new frontier in industrial. We took our first shot in Nassau County. We did a couple of pieces, a couple of acres with some warehouse in Garden City Park, New Hyde Park borderline. There's a small industrial section there. And we rented it up within 60 days. And believe it or not, for land, we got $10 a square. And for building, we got 19 a square, which 4 or 5 years ago is what we were getting in Long Island City. We just rented out 8 acres in Staten Island near the Bayonne Bridge. So we think for us, for our business model.
Now, so what are you going to do at the Bayonne Bridge?
Believe it or not, it was just parking. It was just truck parking. We cut it up into a couple of sections and leased it all
And you're going to
out.
keep it as truck parking?
That's all we're doing.
So you see in your mini storage model an easier way as opposed to building it as industrial?
It's great if we have some building, for storage, to repair vehicles and things like that, which we have in Nassau County. But in Staten Island, it was just a land deal, and it worked out very well.
They have a great model. We got close to doing a deal with Alan in College Point. It's a fantastic model. We had a 3-acre parking lot that wasn't being used. And what Alan proposed to do was to come in and subdivide it basically with line striping almost, and then renting out pieces, because there's a demand for it, especially you have a contractor working in the area temporarily, land is hard to come by in the city, hooks up with Alan. Alan gives him 5,000 square feet of lot, 10,000 square feet of lot, and now he's got a staging area where his equipment can work the project, and those are similar uses to what you use. And it's a great model, it really is.
How do you as a banker look at this approach? How do you think your credit committee in Providence is going to look at something like that?
It's a good question, because when you look at the industrial, on average leases today are like 12 to 15 years. So, bankers like to be comfortable with long-term commitments, and they would probably, I haven't underwritten your model, but the underwriting probably has some sort of credit enhancement of the owner, perhaps, rather than just, the tenant month-to-month lease. So it's not easy for us to underwrite that. The e-commerce is much easier for us to do. I mean, when you think about it.
You know what? E-commerce is much easier to do in certain circumstances if it's an established company who has a balance sheet. But if it's a new e-commerce company who doesn't have, for example, when Jet.com came into business, they were a private equity entity that didn't have Walmart as their parent. So somebody was looking at a lease of a startup, and some of these startups didn't do well.
Alan can probably speak to it. In our case, we didn't expect to take on any debt on the land. It was strictly going to be a cash flow situation where we didn't fund out. We didn't expect to be able to fund out on the short term, deals. Now, maybe over a period of time of 10 years, with a history, you might have been able to go to a bank, but we didn't expect to go and put any funding on our 3 acres.
I mean, on the line that you have, is it based on land, or is it a line
On the last 6 buildings that we leased, and then we cut up to do our business model, and all 6 landlords pulled out a mortgage on our lease. on 4 properties that I manage, very big properties. One of them is about to happen for Larga Vista, which is Gaseteria brand. We manage their industrial portfolio. On our business model, on our management agreement, they actually refied the property because the cash flow was so consistent for the last 3 years. I mean, here's 9 acres, you know, doing $4 million a year, and it's consistent. And they see tenants going and tenants coming, and we like it when they go, because then we get that market bump when the new guy comes in. When there's a limited amount of space and somebody needs it, we're getting a super premium. You can't get enough land 15 minutes from Manhattan, anywhere.
What's the occupancy?
100%.
How labor intensive is it to operate this type of business?
Actually, the fuller it is, the easier it is to operate it because it's self-governed, because everybody stays in their space. It's when you just take on a new piece of property and you're filling up the tenants where everybody's, you know, spreading out where they shouldn't be. But as it gets closer and closer to filling the space, you'll find that the tenants, the incumbents, take more space because they realize that, you know, within 3 weeks or a month, they're going to be out of space.
Have the industrial REITs or the other logistics company are looking at your type of thing because it's a unique product?
They're starting to talk to us. I don't know if we're quite ready. I don't know if we're that mature yet where we could start talking to them, because we're just expanding very well on our own.
How'd you get into this business?
So I was born and raised in the transportation business, and I built 2 companies, and I sold my second one in 1995, and I was stuck in a 99-year lease with the MTA, and I couldn't get out of it. So I did what I always needed to do when I was in the transportation business, is I made it easy for a guy to come in and rent space. No good guy guarantee, no personal guarantee, no corporate guarantee. He could park 2 trucks, or he could park 100 trucks, or he could rent an acre of land. I had cross dock there, which we all know is the most valuable piece of industrial real estate. You know, it really is. It's very hard to come by. And I had dispatch offices and stuff. So I filled up this property. I rented time and space. And I made more money doing that than I ever made in the transportation business.
Where was this property located?
It was right under the Pulaski Bridge. It was leased by the MTA. And in 2011, like all government contracts, there's a caveat. And if the agency needs it back for their own purposes, they could come and terminate the lease. So they came to us in 2011, and they told us in 2012 they need it back for New York Atlantic Railways to make it their freight yard, because it was intermodal. It was on Newtown Creek, so you had water, land, cross dock, and then you had rail, and then you had freight track. So it was barge to rail, rail to truck. I mean, perfect solution for distribution, of course. So we had to leave, and we left, and I rented up 3 properties very quickly to start moving our tenants to. And my neighbors started coming to me and throwing me the keys to their building. And I met a couple of great guys along the way that I built properties, that I leased properties from. You know him, Jimmy Giuliano, and I did a deal with Peter Tully, another friend of yours. Yeah. And before you know it, we're managing for the Port Authority and the City of New York and TF Cornerstone, and it's just like magic. And it was the right time. In 2012, all the gentrification was taking place. Industrial users were getting pushed out. They had no place to go. And even if I didn't have the perfect space for them, they weren't locked in. They know once they found the building that works for them, or they found a tract of land that works for them, they could, on 30 days' notice, leave me. But most of them didn't. Most of them stayed, expanded, and, you know, built warehouses out of sea containers, did all kinds of creative stuff.
Is there enough land today to meet the demand for industrial? I mean, it sounds like Alan's places, I mean, when you went into Garden City, you go into other parts, if you build it, will they come? In your situation, they came.
They came because we marketed to our current tenants who are paying crazy money, 13, 14 a square for land, 25 to 30 for building. So we send out 3,000 emails to current tenants, and we say, hey, if you want to lower your rent, you know, here's an opportunity. So that's how that filled up so fast. And then the holes that were left in the super prime areas just filled up quickly by the current tenants expanding.
I think in the urban markets, you have to go vertical. We're going to see if it works out in Kennedy.
Do you think 2 levels is the maximum height?
Absolutely. I don't think you can go higher than 2. That's at least what we believe. I mean, nobody's built one yet in New York. We may be the first to build it. And
Trucks are 40 to 50 feet, right?
Yeah.
So it's,
yeah, so we think it's two.
How expensive do you believe it's going to be to build something because it's a multi-level? Okay, it's it's the weight situation that you have.
It's very expensive. The building is, your materials are probably 65 to 75% concrete and steel. So it's going to be very expensive. We're projecting about $300 a foot.
Okay, so you have your building, but then you have to have your parking availability for the trucks and also for the employees.
Yeah,
So you have a space requirement also.
that's correct.
we looked at some construction studies, and the cost is about 3 times what it would normally be, but you get twice as much, square footage up there as a use. What's interesting is the e-commerce uses 3 times as much space because the way they manage their inventory and the way they take back returns, right? They have 30% of product that's ordered is returned.
Is return.
Yeah, versus 10%, I guess, is standard retail. So yeah, it's more expensive to build, but look at your place, Lester, out in the islands. I mean, the average, what is it, 27,000 people per square mile in New York City. I mean, and you're right by the airport.
Yeah.
It's a terrific location,
I mean,
and great population.
If you take, besides the Fresh Direct and the Whitestone Theater, if you just take into consideration like what happened with the ABC Carpet Warehouse and Store in the Bronx, it was sold to the REIT. Okay, the property was leased. Any industrial space that's available due to logistics and the e-commerce space is being leased in this region. Okay. New Jersey, once they build a new building in New Jersey, anything near the thruway on the turnpike, it's being leased. The vacancy factor of industrial today is probably the lowest it's ever been in its history.
It is.
Contaminated land. The perfect deal for Lester and I to do together. I want you to really think about this, Lester. Lester buys a 10-acre piece of contaminated land that's going to cost him beaucoup dollars to clean up, and it's going to take him 10 years to do. I'm going to generate tons of money by managing it for Lester, and it's going to pay for the cleanup and everything else, and in 10 years from now, he could put up that 2-story building that he's talking about, and everybody wins. Contaminated land is our sweet spot.
And I believe, relating to
grants.
that, it's a great comment because of the contaminated land, because of the brownfield credits that's available. And I think that many people, and I'll give you a great example. I used to be on the board of the College of Podiatric Medicine. I was also the treasurer of the college. Our property, which is right now on 125th Street and Park Avenue, is, owned by Durst. The property is contaminated land. Nothing has been on it, and they haven't been using the properties for a year. They even moved their own parking lot, so the property, people aren't taking advantage of the contaminated land and the brownfields. And if you look at it that way, go to the Gowanus, which definitely has contaminated land all over, where basically New York Tel, I think Verizon, has had this huge truck depot. So the contaminated land is a great
A
opportunity.
good example is Hunts Point. Look at all the development there. The Fish Mark went up there, the Bronx Terminal Market. We're looking at financing a piece there now that's got some environmental issues. 140,000 institutional purchaser, which is now they're starting to get into the last mile distribution. And you have the road network there, right? You have the Bruckner, you have the same demographics, you have good job supply, GDP is healthy, so it looks positive. It looks very positive.
What about in Jamaica? Wouldn't we see significant amount of contaminated land also over there?
I've struggled in Jamaica. We rented for Western Beef. They own tracts of land in Jamaica, so we managed a bunch of them. And we command $9 a square, which is okay. I think we did better in Long Island. But we struggle with the type of tenants. We find that they actually don't pay their rent. We have to do our thing, and we never had to do that before.
You mean because of the nature of the tenancy over there?
I don't know the reason. It could be because of the way the landlords have been in there in the past. But our agreement has a lot of teeth. So if you don't pay us, we're going to lock you out that fast. And that's the first time we've experienced it in Jamaica, and we experienced it, 4 times in a very short period of time. So I don't think.
Now, do you do like this, the mini storage where you give a tenant, you ask for a tenant to provide their credit card?
No, we don't. It's like a traditional lease, but it's a license agreement, right? There's 3 ways to rent space. There's a permit, there's a license, there's a lease. We're right in the middle. It's the license. They have no inherent interest in the property, and we have a lot of teeth. So, if somebody doesn't pay us or they don't treat the property right, we could remove them. Fortunately, it doesn't happen that much, except it happened in Jamaica.
Let me ask you, is it similar to the other asset classes where you have to give free rent when you bring in new tenants, 3 to 6 months or whatever?
We'll only do free rent if we have a 300,000 square foot building. Somebody comes in and takes 55, 60,000 square feet, like Paramount TV just did. We'll give them a month or 2 to set up, and we make it back because we're getting an extra $1 or $2 from them for a couple of years. So it's not like we're giving them free rent. It's just the appearance of it.
You had one more comment to make?
No, I'm good.
So I think in conclusion, while with the growth of e-commerce, with the growth of the Amazon and every other company, also the supermarket chains and every other type of operation, I only see the industrial market continuing to grow in logistics. I think Alan's formula has some great teeth. It's an interesting model. One day Bill's going to be able to sink his teeth into it and do that. Lester, best of luck when you start building the new property, and hopefully that we just get together in the future. I'd like to thank Alan, Bill, and Lester, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.